So let's tell you what Beyer says. The 32 ohm DT770 Pro works great with computer sound cards, audio interfaces, portable recorders, and players like mobile phone, tablet, handheld recording device, etc. These are units powered by rechargeable or just batteries or external supplies, also with instruments like digital piano, synthesizer, or instrument amplifiers. Let me just cut to the chase. 32 ohm impedance headphones are for low output devices. Yeah, something like your phone, something like the typical laptop. So what about the 250? Let's skip the 80 for a second. Beyerdynamic says this: the DT770 Pro with 250 ohms is suitable for stationary sources like mains-powered studio monitor controllers, hi-fi amplifiers, headphone amplifiers, etc. Both versions, 32 and 250, are based on very low mass, so-called underhang voice coils, which can reproduce enormous details with low distortion. For the lower impedance, we use slightly thicker and less wire for the coil. Therefore, it plays louder with lower supply voltages from mentioned units as the 250 ohms version. Okay, so they're telling you right there, the 32 and the 250 are similar, and they're actually both different from the 80 in their engineering and their construction. But obviously the 250 right there is for high power, high voltage, high output devices. Like, for example, a headphone amp. And that's why right here in the home studio, I always use the 250s. But I'll explain more on that in just a second. So what about the 80s? Well, the 80 ohm DT770 Pro is optimized for very high listening levels in a recording studio, for example, musicians playing an instrument, etc. You normally can find very high power headphone amps here. An achievable level is more important than that last bit of sound quality. Let me just read through that again. For the 80 ohm version, achievable level is more important than the last bit of sound quality. This transducer uses an overhang voice coil, which is longer than the air gap. Its larger surface increases the electrical power handling, better cooling, but its higher mass results in a different distortion behavior.